All right, everybody, Wes Melcher coming to you. It's TLX Tuesday. We've got an all-star cast for you today. We just completed our first TLX group trip in Las Vegas, stocks on the strip. The educators were literally phenomenal, off the charts, literally off the charts. And we had some crazy leaders that were there from around the world. I mean, we had multiple countries represented, lots of different time zones, and a great experience in Las Vegas at the Palms, newly renovated, new ownership. I mean, it was like staying in a brand new casino, incredible rooms. And so what I want to do is I just want to let you hear from some people who were on the actual trip itself and hear a little bit about their perspective on what group trips are, what their experience was like, what they're looking forward to, some of the benefits from TLX. And so first I'm going to bring on Omar and Manny. And I know Omar and Manny, you guys have had experience before in the past with travel and with another travel company. And so I just want to get your perspective on, what was different about this particular trip, and then maybe what is different about TLX compared to some of the other travel programs that are out there and some of the things that you guys have experienced in the past. So Manny, I'll let you start first.
Awesome, Wes, and I appreciate you having me here too, man. But yes, first I would like to say this experience right now in TLX was phenomenal this weekend. One, what I love about travel and what I love most about group trips is that the people you get to meet, the people that you get to meet from around the world, the connection that you have to get to meet. Extremely excited about that part. But coming from the last travel experience to this one now, I really love the lifestyle that we have to offer here. Well, the lifestyle we have to offer with the nightclub, the lifestyle that we have to offer with the cars that we can rent now, with the lifestyle that we have to offer with the villas, with the yachts too as well. And we didn't have that before. So having that now too as well, I can't wait to take an international trip to Mexico or somewhere like that, and we all in a big pool party celebrating, going to a nightclub too as well, because this nightclub that we had right now and the experience that we had there with over 100 plus people there together with us was something that I never saw before in our last experience. So I'm really excited about that part right there too as well. And like always, just the people. I got to meet some people from Toronto. I got to meet some people from Panama. I got to meet people all the way from California, from New York too as well, from Texas. So that's the part that I enjoy the most too as well. And the training. The training was something that we never had before too as well. So having people that are highly successful and what we got to offer here with trading, it's something too that's an extra perk because you actually get to meet and greet them, get to ask typical questions that you don't get to ask in the bowl life. So that part too as well was something that I enjoyed the most too. Well, I'll give it to Omar because Omar is someone that definitely took advantage of our last company. He probably took over 30 trips too as well. I got to experience 5 of them. He got to experience over 30 of them. So he knows exactly how travel clubs really work, the fulfillment that it brought him to him and his wife, and what TLX was for him too as well. Oh, and I think Omar got booted out.
That's okay. We'll bring Omar on. We'll get him back on there, Manny. So you live in Florida, and you've gotten a chance to use TLX too, not just a group trip, right? I mean, because you've already had some experiences traveling and booking and savings. And so what have you seen from the booking engine and the savings and any other trips that you have booked that you have coming up?
So now I have a trip coming up to Miami actually, because I'm actually staying in New York right now for a few months. Me going to Miami just for the trip alone that we have coming up, we was able to save $249. Staying in a hotel down in Miami, which my wife booked. That part alone, I'm really excited about because I was able to save 35% in that one trip alone, just for 2 people. So that alone is really cool because in Miami, South Beach, it's really expensive to stay down there right now. I'm super excited too as well because we're going to take a family trip coming up, and I've been looking at some trips that are there available. And overall, for a family of 4, I'm going to be able to save up to $800. That part too as well, when you have a big family, super important. And our last company too as well, they had certain things to offer, but it was never that amount of savings. I'm really excited too about the free trip that TLX has to offer, something I never heard any travel company offer before. In our previous company, they used to have something, a system with points, but at the end of the day, you wasn't able to use all your points. I couldn't be more excited to be paying for something that I know I'm going to be saving through the year, but I also know that I'm guaranteed to take my wife on a nice honeymoon privately and enjoy maybe with some friends that I meet around the world on a free trip. So I'm super excited about that part, to be honest with you, Wes, because I know that's something no travel club around there has to offer. I've been able to learn more about travel now in the last 9 years. I see, even Expedia or the Frontier was offering some type of free stuff that was kind of bogus, but there's no company out there that's offering something like this where it allows you to go to a 5-star hotel to have a 5-star experience, to have a lifestyle experience too as well. And I can't wait for that trip to happen for us too.
Awesome. Well, it looks like we got Omar back. So Omar, why don't you jump in and just talk a little bit about your experience so far with TLX and the group trip in Vegas. Like Manny said, you went on many trips before in your previous company. So tell us a little bit about what your experience has been like so far.
Yes. Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Sorry about that. For some reason, my internet is going out. Well, first of all, I'm grateful to be on this call with these incredible individuals. TLX, man, I'm super excited about it. Like Manny says, I went on about 40 trips in my prior endeavor, and I fell in love with just the group aspect, being able to pack my bags and get to a destination. And once I get to that destination, I get to meet random people around the world. So that's one of the things that attracted me, because I really found myself really caught up at working so hard, and I didn't really have the time to plan. So the fact that everything is planned for me is the breadwinner for me, where I just literally got to book and show up and have a great time. But one of the kickers that I had this weekend was being able to sit down and really change the paradigm of my travel. So usually when I travel, it was to go have fun, get what we call super wasted, and just enjoy the time. Well, this time I was able to not only focus on getting super wasted, but I was able to bring in value, right? So because we had some educators there, I know not all the trips are going to have educators, but that 4, 6, 7 hours that we had there was incredible. Being able to literally get educated by the top industry leaders, right? And not only that, then be able to go out and enjoy the day with them, to realize that they're just regular people like you and I, right? They just never quit, and they just worked harder than a lot of other people at the same time. So the TLX has been incredible. I'm super excited to have said that I've gone on the first trip, and like I told my buddy Manny, I don't plan on missing a trip. I'll see you guys in Austria, which is incredible, already planned out, and all the trips that are coming out. And guys, that's just the one aspect of the product. You know, we still have the discounts, we have the lifestyle, the villas. There's just so much jam packed into this membership. I'm excited to see what the next 10 years is going to look like, what my 10-year anniversary is going to look like, right? Because my last endeavor, I was there for about 6, 7 years, which means is I'm getting ready to go to Bora Bora just from the switch of the previous endeavor. So
that's a really good point. That's a good point. You know, one of the other things too that you said that I was actually pretty excited about and surprised a little bit was that most of the educators came out with us on Friday night to Omnio. So we got a chance to go to one of the largest nightclubs in the world. We VIP, no line, no cover. There's all these people, you know, standing in line, hundreds of people trying to get in, wrapped around the casino. And we just like walked right in, right to the front, had our own little area, our own section. And so that part was pretty cool, getting a chance to see some of them. And they were all asking me, they were like, okay, so can we go tonight? We want to go to Omni. And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. So that was another great point. Well, thanks, Omar. I appreciate it. That's a really good point also about 7 years. You know, you'd be about to earn that 8-year anniversary trip, which is pretty crazy. So I'm gonna switch things over a little bit, and I'm jealous right now because he's got some palm trees in the background, and talk a little bit to kind of one of my travel buddies. This is a guy who's traveled around a ton, experienced a ton, had a lot of success in business, mentored people, coached people, but also traveled a ton. So I wanted him to share his experience, because obviously this was everybody's first TLX group trip. So Rich, if you could you just share a little bit about what your experience was in Vegas this last weekend, and kind of some of your thoughts on TLX, what you've been able to save already, what you've seen in value, and obviously you've had a lot of success on the business side too. So I appreciate you being on.
Thank you, bro. Can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
All right, amazing, man. Well, I'm grateful to be here as well with all you guys. And I just want to give a shout out to you, Wes, and Brianne, and everybody on the team with TLX, man, that made this trip happen. I mean, it's a lot of work, man, to start, you know, to launch something and to do it right. And you guys were just a class act all the way around. So I want everybody in IM specifically to know that Wes is absolutely crushing this thing out of the park, world class all the way around, from the education day to the experience at the nightclub. Also, even the following day, we found a
Uh-oh, Rich, we lost you.
Good old Panama.
I know, right? He's frozen right now. So Tycho, why don't you hop in, because you were there and you guys have traveled together and you've lived outside of your country and a few different places. Talk to us a little bit about what your experience has been like so far.
Right from the very get-go about this, I feel like we got treated differently because we were in the group trip. Like as soon as I got there, we got there really early to the Palms. It was like 11 a.m. and I'm like, there's no way they're gonna let us check in. There's no way. Yeah. I went to the guys. I'm like, yo, like we haven't slept yet. We're looking to. He's like, oh, it all depends on availability, if we can get you in or not. To get into early check-in. I'm like, yeah, we just want to sleep, but we can go to a restaurant for a couple hours if we need to. He's like, oh, you're with the group. Yeah, we'll figure it out. And then he just got us right into our room at the Palms, like 11 a.m. Like I've never had an early check-in that early ever in my life. Like the hotels always made us wait till like, at least like 1 o'clock. So right from the get-go, and then we got to like, just chill around the hotel and get ready for the next day. Went out for some amazing sushi in this awesome little place over at the Venetian. And then the education day, man, and I gotta throw it back to you. That was one of the best education days that I've ever had in my life. Like I was so inspired just to be around all of those educators. So hats off to you. It was so well organized, and like all the people you put together was like, next level. It was top class. And then after all of that, like after I got my brain all full of this amazing knowledge, we're heading off to Omnia. And it's like you said, all these people waiting in line. We just get to walk into, if you've never been to Omnia, it's like one of the most beautiful nightclubs in the entire world. The sound system is absolutely amazing. And we just walked right in past everybody in the group. Everybody's partying with all the educators and, people popping bottles. It was great. We just walked around the top of the nightclub that was kind of closed, but we had our VIP wristbands on. So they let us go up there and like take pictures in all these areas that were close to everybody else. It was amazing, man. It was a really good trip. The next night we just kind of chilled out because we had an early flight the next day, so we didn't get to come out to Marshmallow with you guys. But we saw the pictures. We saw that it was looking like a good time. So
Awesome. Well, one of the things that I wanted to say too, obviously you've traveled quite a bit. I mean, you've DJ'd, you've traveled around the world, you've lived other places, and I know you travel, and as you travel, you learn certain hacks and techniques, and I feel like you're almost like, once you don't go back to paying retail, and you mentioned obviously the early check-ins, right? I mean, because those are the things that as a traveler and understand, right? You show up at enough hotels early and they're like, sorry, your room's not ready until 3 o'clock. You're like, it doesn't matter. You try to flash some cash or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? And so I love your perspective on that. So, and I know you've already priced some other trips that you have coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about the savings aspect of what you've seen already, and how much you've saved, what you're planning on saving on the other aspects of TLX?
Even just little trips. I mean, if you're traveling for business and you're not using this, like you're crazy. Like I'm just going to the island to see my family and check out some venues for my DJ business on Vancouver Island. And like, let's see what's available there. The nicest hotel, the beach club that I wanted to stay at, was like 40% off. So we're staying there for like 4 nights when we're there. It saves like a couple $100. We're going to Singapore on our way to Vietnam in about a month, and we were saving like $400 on that trip. So this is all within like a month. Like we're saving like, I think it was like $500 or $600 or something like that just in a month. We get to Da Nang in Vietnam. We're staying in another hotel for like 4 nights. We save like 50% on our hotel when we're there. So it's like anyone who is actually traveling without even getting this free group trip at the end of the year, you're absolutely insane not to be using this. Like it's fiscally irresponsible, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a great point. Make sure when you go to Singapore too, you get the street food, the street markets. Food in Singapore is amazing. So if
that's what I hear. I hear
it's over there, I mean, it is. it is amazing. Like the best street food, street market. Like I've been all over Asia and different parts of the world, and it's amazing. So check that out. Well, I appreciate you hopping on. Hopefully we'll get Rich back here in just a little bit. So we'll move over to the lovely female in the group and hear a little bit from a female perspective on her experience on the first TLX group trip, and then some of the other things that she has planned with TLX.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much, Wes. I'm super excited to be here. And I'm so excited because I know that this was just the first group trip and we're just getting started. I think TLX is really changing the travel game. And so being here in the first trip, being here at the beginning, it's really exciting to be able to say, I was there, I was at the first trip, and it's going to go 10, 20 years later down the road. For me, I've always wanted to go to Vegas, but I've never had a reason to go to Vegas aside to just like go, you know what I mean? So being able to come down for Stocks on the Strip and connect with other people in the company, hang out with the educators that I'm learning from on Go Live, it was just really cool. And it was honestly just such an amazing, personable experience just to connect with everyone on such like a firsthand level.
And I know, from your experience traveling and modeling and the things that you've done, what did you think about the VIP experience, like the nightlife experience and just kind of the way we did everything? What was your impression about that?
That was super cool. I've never been treated like a VIP like that, even though I have done all this traveling, but being able to say like, oh yeah, we're here with TLX, and they're like, oh, okay, awesome, you guys are all right this way. The second night that we all went out, we went to go see the DJ Marshmello, and it was so cool. First of all, I've always wanted to see him, but when we said we were with TLX, all of the, not security guards, but all the people leading you in, they're like, oh, okay, you guys go around that way. And we had no wait, no cover. We literally just walked in, and we were like front row, and it was just really amazing.
Awesome. I was jealous. I had to get back, so I didn't get to go see Marshmello, who I love as well. But I was jealous of all y'all's photos and videos, and it looked like you really got a chance to enjoy the full opportunity. So I'm gonna hopefully we get Rich back. Tycho, maybe you can shoot him a little text or something and see if we can get him back on there. And if not, what I would like to ask about is we talked about the group trips, and a lot of people have mentioned the anniversary trips, and I think that the anniversary trip is something that really sets the company apart. You look at the value that TLX provides. We've heard examples from Manny and from Tycho on savings, and we've talked about 500 here, 200 there, 300 there, and I think it's great that you mentioned it, Tycho, because it really is crazy to think that a way where you can save 20, 30, 40, 50. I booked one hotel a couple months ago, 62% off, which was crazy. And I've seen some people send some prices in the chairman chat that are like more than that. I mean, we say up to 60%, but I've definitely even seen some that are more than 60%.
Seen like 80.
Go ahead.
I've seen like 80 before.
Yeah, it's crazy. I see them too, and I'm like, I have to cause I'm getting older, so I have to wear my glasses. I have to make sure that this price is correct, But so if you think about that, first of all, the way our search engine works is it pulls the real-time pricing directly from live websites. So this is literally what somebody is paying right now while you're booking at the same time and saving 20, 30, 40, 50%. They're literally booking and paying retail. So they're paying, whatever the price was that the other site is showing at the same time. So it's not like you're getting some inflated, discounted price that nobody ever really paid. We're pulling real-time data from Booking.com, Travelocity, Expedia, other sites, and that's where that retail data is coming from. So someone is literally booking at the same time we are and paying retail, and we're saving 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% off. And so it's just putting money back into your pocket. And so our objectives with TLX was really to help you travel and experience more, right? That's why we're creating these once in a lifetime bucket list, seeing the best DJs, going to an awesome music festival, World Cup. We had members at the World Cup, that are still there. We've had some that have already been at matches. And so, these are the types of experiences we're trying to create. And then it just all adds up. And then you get to the anniversary trip, and you're getting that anniversary trip for free every 12 months. And so it just multiplies the savings and the value, and it makes it a total no-brainer. So I see Rich is back with us. Sorry we lost you, bud, but I I wanted to bring you back on and let you finish. We lost you very early on, so I don't know when you realized you were gone, but we lost you very early on. So we're gonna you told us thanks for putting the event together, and you started talking about the weekend, and we lost you.
All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that.
All good, man.
Yeah.
Glad you're back.
So I'm excited, man. You know, honestly, so yeah, I mean, here's the thing I wanted to say, and I was really impacted by just the conversations I was having with new customers, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, some of us have been here for years, but to see a brand new customer come down to this event and just say, you know, they never experienced value like they did on this trip at any other industry event that they've ever been to, from, you know, what they learned, the conversations they had, the questions they were able to ask, but also just going out and having fun and seeing, you know, corporate out there having fun with us, you know, at the nightlife experience, and the educators, and just seeing people come together and really form those friendships. I mean, I come from a sports background, right? And I would say the best, you know, experiences I ever had with my team was when, not when we were on the ice playing or on the field, but when you're out having fun and just enjoying life together and having those experiences. And so I just been telling my whole team, like, you know, this is the kind of thing that's going to keep us close. This is what's going to keep us close as a group and really build those relationships to where, you know, we're going to see each other at conventions, and we're going to see each other, you know, at events that we do as a team, you know, off of TLX. But these TLX trips, I really believe, are something that, you know, the whole company can really lean into and leverage. And I just want to give a shout out to the whole, you know, that whole TLX squad, man, as far as like what everybody's doing, the people that are putting all this together, and Wes and your whole team. But I mean, like, from all the chairmen that were there, all the educators that showed up to make this first trip happen, you know, now we're up and running, and I really believe, you know, we're going to put 1 million people into this travel club, and, you know, it's not going to be very, very long before, you know, people are going to say, man, these trips are filling up so fast. Well, and you're going to have to get on the next one. You know, I see what's happening with the Austria trip and all the European chairmen and leaders that are getting excited about that. And I mean, where else can you go, you know, and ski in the Alps for that price, and be able to experience Europe and really have that kind of, you know, bucket list. Like, that's a bucket list in and of itself. Like, we talk about the anniversary trips being bucket lists, like skiing the Austrian Alps and a ski in, ski out, you know, spa resort with you know, farm to table buffet. Like, I mean, where else can you do that, right? And so, you know, I really believe, man, that TLX is going to be a pillar of this company over the next decade. I think that, you know, everybody should be, you know, traveling and trading and getting educated and traveling, because at the end of the day, I mean, you only live once. We only get one shot at this life, and experiences, especially for the younger generation, man. It's all about experiences. It's all about going out and making those memories. So I just want to say thank you again to everybody, and I'm excited for everything to come, man, with TLX, and I'm going to be, you know, talking about it and talking about travel every single day. And I mean, the responses are crazy, man. Like, I was up here last night, you know, having some drinks with some friends, and a couple of guys showed up here to this Airbnb, sat down, and within 10 minutes they were signed up for TLX, right? Because they were just like, they could see, like, they could feel the vibe, and they could just see, like, wow, like, okay, if we could go out and we could, you know, travel with you guys and experience what you guys just experienced. There were 3 of us just talking about Vegas, and they were like, all right, where's the link? Like, the guy, he's like, where's the link? Where's the link? Like, couldn't wait to get enrolled. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, man. And yeah, man, thank you so much again for everything. And shout out to corporate. You know, Kyle Lowe was there, Ari was there. I mean, we just had a really, really good group of people, and you know, this is just the beginning.
Well, I love that I mean, man, there's so many different things you could talk about, but I also love that you mentioned the stuff that most people don't know about. And I think it comes from the experiences that you've had, and obviously Tycho, and we talked about it with everybody on this, that, you know, you guys have traveled. And I think, you know, once people have traveled, you know, you consider yourself more educated, and you know about deals, and you know different kind of hacks and things, and we talked about that. But this goes beyond that, right? You can't hack your squad, right? Like, you can't find a better group of people to travel with. You can't, you know, create these experiences that everybody wanted to be part of our group, right? I mean, it was happening when we were at the nightclub. It's like, how are y'all over there? How did y'all get in? What's the sign, right? Now we have the signs, and the link is going to be up this week for people to order the signs, because I know everybody was jealous of you guys for getting the signs first.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but we've got, there it is. I see it. Tycho's got his. So
hold it up, bro.
Yeah. So, and I was so jealous seeing all the pictures from Marshmallow too with you guys. Man, I was jealous. I missed that one, but you know, these signs are going to be seen all over the world, and you know, you are not going to have access to the stuff that we have access to, the people that we are going to be with, unless you're part of this program. And you mentioned the skiing in the Alps. I mean, you can't go ski in the Alps for 500 euros and get your dinner and breakfast and stay at a basically a 5-star resort. I mean, that's insane. The regular retail rates on that hotel that we're staying at in Austria is over $3,000, you know, just for the hotel. And that didn't even include some of the extra stuff that we're getting. And we're going to do another training at that particular event because we have so many educators and so many chairmen that are coming on that trip that we're going to just put it together. We're going to make it happen. And I envision that happening on a lot of the group trips. So much more to come. Thank you guys so much for getting on today, taking time out of your schedule. It's so crazy too. Like we were just in Vegas like 72 hours ago. And now some of you are in Canada and other parts of Canada, New York, Florida, Panama. I mean, this really is a global lifestyle brand. We're creating this global lifestyle community with entrepreneurs and digital nomads all over. So thank you guys so much for being on today. This TLX Tuesday is going to be posted, and make sure you share it with your teams and your friends so they can see really what TLX is all about. Thanks so much.